The succession planning process for chief information officers had never really been formalized, and it was a hit and miss process for people to become CIOs, in many cases without professional experience and without appropriate skill sets. They were smart, capable people, but they weren't always well prepared for the role. So the number one goal was for us to provide a platform for succession planning for chief information officers. The second goal was a more professional process for people in the IT stream to become better executives in their own right. And again, we try and design this program around delivering that skill set, the understanding of what is it to be an executive, what is it that you have to have as specific skills, what training should you have, and in the program we deliver most of these skill sets as part of the package. The individual we want to come and attend this program is someone who has at least 5 years of real-world experience working in a senior IT role. We're looking for people with high potential and high interest in developing their career as the technology leader who acts as the bridge between the technology delivery and the business/executive customer. That's the person we want, and we don't want to, and we don't allow generally newbies or people that have not had any real-world experience. This is a peer-level program. It's a cohort-based program, meaning the people that enter the program, we want to continue and track through the program to the end together. We want the group to travel together and to graduate together, and by doing that, they not only gain better understanding of how to work in a dynamic situation, but they get a better understanding of themselves in that context. Half of the people in our program graduated so far have been from public sector organizations, provincial, municipal, and federal. We've had, and each of those has their own challenges in dealing with their goal sets, and the other half is from various industries within the private sector. So we end up with an extremely diverse community of graduates. In fact, much of the work we've done over the past 3 or 4 years has been emphasizing public sector awareness, public sector industry participation, and developing a better understanding of how public sector deliverables fit within either not necessarily profit goals, but private sector goals, value-driven goals. And out the other end, we've had an immense value creation in terms of public sector individuals being able to speak not just to political and bureaucratic structures, but also business structures within the public sector context. We have focused on bringing in practitioners, actual CIOs, successful business leaders, to teach what they know. Every single one of them is asked, what is it that no one told you that had you known would have made all the difference? This is the key thought that no one else has ever really asked, I don't think, anyone to teach about. What is it that made you successful in your career within a curriculum construct? What is it that no one told you that, boy, you know, if I had known that, it would have made a big difference. I would have cut it. And I've had this said by many of our graduates. You know, I learned things that had I would have spent 2 or 3 years learning this, had I not had it taught to me or delivered to me in the program. Our faculty is there for a period where they can be challenged and questioned. This is not just pure content delivery. This is an exchange. This is a conversation between our teachers and the students in a way that they could never have any other way. I helped design the program, structured the content, worked with each of the intended faculty, and I pick and choose some of the faculty based on whether they have both the knowledge and the ability to deliver a message that is important to the curriculum design. And then as part of every program, I act as not just the program leader and program designer, but I teach a few of the sessions, and then I act as connector between the thoughts that are being delivered by individual faculty and the student need. At the end of the program, I administrate an examination process. This examination process is extremely challenging and a positive experience. Not my say-so. All the participants find their ability to really express themselves as a result of the program learning is delivered well through our final situational test. And we designed a test program through casework, through teamwork, ask the students to deliver an outcome based on their learnings. This outcome-based learning is done in a situation role play, and that role play delivery really feels natural and real when the people deliver it. We bring in special CEO member evaluators. These are chief executive officers who have a perspective on what they expect from their IT leaders, and then ask for that delivery to be presented to them as part of their testing process. We try and help build that connection thinking between the IT leader or the upcoming IT leader and the business owner, and in fact the technology leadership group that's there today, and make them a much more relevant conversation provider. One of the keys in this area is the financial understanding. In every organization we've been in, the CEO and the business leadership are measured by, and in fact look at, the financial structures of their organization as the basis for their decision making. Whether it's budget driven, whether it's profit driven, whether it's a public sector operation or a private sector operation, it all comes down to getting results from the money or the value that they generate internally. Conversations change to become, how do we succeed in our organizational goal set? What do we do now that would make most sense? It doesn't necessarily mean that the project list gets smaller or bigger. It doesn't mean that we're going to do more or less. It means that we'll understand what's important, what needs to be done to get the right results. No more technology doublespeak. It means talking about how do we get results that make sense. It doesn't just happen by chance. It does need some kind of input and structure. The design that we put together back 8 years ago and change does matter. It has relevance. And being able to then help people journey through that has given me a great deal of satisfaction. I also get a great deal of learning myself. People, every year, every time we run one of these programs, there are some consistencies, there's some commonalities that don't change, and there are new things coming along. And every one of those new things that comes along helps feed back into the curriculum that we've developed so that we understand every generation of student what it is that needs to change. So this is not a static program. That's the exciting part for me, is that I get to learn part of what their challenges are and then put it back into the program as part of the content. Let's be realistic. A lot of IT people have got a bad rap. They think business generally, or their leadership thinks that they're a cost, that they talk in strange tongues and languages, that they don't understand the outcomes that are important to that organization, public or private, doesn't matter. At the same time, you've got IT people saying that business is scattered in their requirements, that they're all over the place, everything's a priority, everything has to be done yesterday, budgets are tight, how do you expect me to do all these things and do it without any money? These are the kinds of conversations that happen whether you're in private sector or public sector. What really changes in this whole discussion isn't whether there's enough money, isn't whether this is cool technology, isn't whether it's the right or the wrong thing to do for technology's sake. It's all about, so how does the outcome affect our goals? How does the outcome of what we're going to do, it's not me saying it's important, what is the business we're in, what does the organization we're in say is important? And how do I deliver that effectively? That's what we're talking about.